Welcome back to the Football Heritage. Back again with another edition. This weekend, FA Cup weekend, the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. Early on, Manchester City defeated Liverpool 4-0 to book their place in the semi-final of the FA Cup. And Chelsea defeated Port Vale 7-0. And now Arsenal lost at St. Mary's against Southampton. A championship side, Southampton 2-1. Arsenal Football Club today should be ashamed of themselves. Total embarrassment. Today's performance by their players, Mikel Arteta, was a shambles. A disappointing performance. Few weeks ago, they were all hyping this team. They were all dreaming about a quadruple. They were telling us that Arsenal going to win 4 trophies this season. The Premier League, the Carabao Cup, which is the League Cup, and the FA Cup. That they were going to do something that no other club in the history of England, no team, no football team has won the quadruple. That they were going to be the only club to win the quadruple. But let me ask you, Arsenal fan, how is it going now? Are you guys on course now to win a quadruple? Because your last 2 games, 2 different competitions, you get absolutely destroyed, even though the scoreline said different thing. 2-0. A comfortable 2-0 win against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final. But you got play off the park. You were nowhere at City level. They completely destroy you, particularly in that second half. And in the FA Cup quarterfinal tonight, against a championship side, a championship team, Southampton, to go all of that, it is shameful, it is embarrassing, it is disgraceful, it is pathetic. That performance today, all the players, all Arsenal players, every one of them had a stinker today. Bottle job. Arsenal Football Club is a complete bottle job. So, are they going to crumble again? This is the $1 million question. They have been getting results here and there, but they have been very poor in most of their games. They are not good. They are not a great team. They have been tapping the Premier League table for so long, but watching Arsenal play football, it is horrible. The way they play football as a league leader, it is not good to watch. But they've been getting results. But at the crucial stage of the season, every year, Arsenal capitulate at the crucial stage of the season. So, when they crumble, are they about to capitulate again? Are the Gunners about to capitulate? Because we can go back to history. They have done it time and time again and again. They have collapsed at the end of every season. 2022-23 season, Arsenal were 8 points clear with few games to go. Man City had one outstanding game, almost similar situation, but this time around, they are 9 points clear, now 8. And they crumble at the end of the season. And this is a clear example. This is a clear indication. The rating is on the wall. It is glaring that Arsenal are about to crumble. It is written in capital letters. Everything is written all on the wall. It is glaring. Even the blind man can see the writing on the wall that Arsenal season about to collapse. They are about to crumble. They always crumble under pressure. They always capitulate under pressure. They cannot handle pressure. Their mentality is weak. They don't have the mental capacity to sustain pressure. This Arsenal football team. And the manager, the way he plays football is awful. Especially when it comes to big games. This guy, he doesn't go to play for a win in a big game. He always go to play for draw. And if Mikel, they are 9 points clear currently. They have 7 games to play with most of the other teams in the Premier League. Manchester City have 8 games to play. Next weekend, Arsenal, they are at home to Bournemouth. That could be the banana skin. They could draw that game or even lose. Because we know when the pressure is on, Arsenal cannot withstand pressure. They are mentally weak. They can't withstand pressure. And now, they lost 2 competitions in a space of 2 weeks. They lost the Carabao Cup final to Man City, and now they lost to a championship side in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. So realistically, they still have the opportunity to win the Premier League. They still have a good opportunity to win the Premier League. They are 9 points clear. And City, and if they win the Premier League this season, it will not be because of Arsenal brilliance. That I can tell you. Because they have been nowhere near that. If they win, it will not be because of that. It will be because of Manchester City inconsistency. They have been very, very inconsistent. And the rest of the Premier League, Liverpool, they are collapsed. Generational collapse. That's what happened to Liverpool Football Club. And Manchester United and Chelsea are nowhere near at the top, nowhere near ready. They don't have the squad ready to compete for a Premier League title. So Arsenal is in a favorable position right now. This is a reason why Arsenal in a favorable position. Like 2015-2016 season, when Leicester City won the Premier League title, it was not because of Leicester City being a great team. It was because all the other Premier League teams were terrible that season. That's the reason Leicester City won the Premier League. Because the rest of the Premier League, the rest of the teams were terrible. So similar thing could happen in favor of Arsenal this season. The rest of the Premier League been terrible. Manchester City, who is the closest rival to Arsenal, they have been very, very inconsistent in the Premier League. But if Arsenal, because the records are there, Arsenal usually collapse at the crucial stage of the season. At the end of the season, every year, Arsenal capitulate. If they don't get maximum 3 points, they don't get all the 3 points next weekend against Bournemouth, because after that Bournemouth fixture, and if Arsenal fail to win against Bournemouth and Man City get a win at Stamford Bridge, the next Premier League game for Arsenal will be at the Etihad Stadium against Manchester City, and the pressure will be immense. Because if City win that, right there, the point will drop to 4 points. City will have a game in hand. And we all know when the pressure is on, Arsenal cannot withstand pressure. So at the moment in time, it is still in their hands. But we all know Arsenal Football Club, every time it can be in their hand and they can mess it up. It is in their DNA. And this coach, if he doesn't win for the Champions League, me, in my humble opinion, Arsenal stands 0 chance of winning the Champions League. I cannot see this team. No, they stand no chance. They are being awful for the last few months, and they are still awful. They're not playing great. They rely on their center back to defend. They are not being great. In a one-off game, this Arsenal squad say, but I don't even think they're going to cross Barcelona if Barcelona, because I'm sure that Barcelona are going to qualify. I predict for Barcelona to qualify again, Atletico Madrid and Arsenal to qualify against Sporting Lisbon. In a semi-final game against Barcelona, Arsenal won't play football. They will sit deep and try to catch Barca on the break. They will not play football. And I don't see them qualify in a 2-leg against Barcelona. But even if they do, they go to the final of the Champions League. Probably against Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain. They will get destroyed. What happened to Inter? Inter were relying on their defensive players the entire Champions League last season. Defensively, Inter, they were very, very strong. The only game they considered a lot of goals against Barcelona, that both teams scored so many goals in that game. But defensively, Inter was solid. But what happened to them in the final? You're not going to defend waiting for a second leg. No, it's a final. You have to play. And they got exposed. So even if Arsenal managed to get to the final, if they meet Bayern Munich or Paris Saint-Germain, they will get destroyed in the final. They will get destroyed, because if the game will not be playing at the Emirates to rely on the crowd to defend and make a win. They were awful today. Absolutely awful. And they say they get the biggest squad in the Premier League. They started Gabriel Jesus. As of now, Gabriel Jesus, this guy needs to go. Jesus is done. Tell me, what can Jesus do? Even now, a whole lot of play is terrible. Is he a goal scorer? No. He is not a goal scorer. Does he press enough now? No. So what does he do? Can an Arsenal fan tell me, what is Gabriel Jesus' strength as an attacker? What is his strength as an attacker? Gabriel Jesus, what is Jesus' strength? He was terrible. And Kai Havertz playing number 10 today. Havertz, yeah, he gave the assist. He gave the assist for the Gyökeres goal. But what did he really do today in such a game against a championship team? that you should have dominated from start to finish. But they didn't dominate that game from start to finish. If you came from different planet, you saw that game today, you won't tell which one of the teams is a championship team or which one is a Premier League team or which one is 9 point clear at the top of the table in the Premier League. You won't know that Arsenal are 9 point clear at the top of the Premier League. You won't know the difference. That's how terrible they were today. And they put out a strong squad. It's not like Arsenal went to the academy and brought a lot of players on to play. They have Ben White number 2. This guy, prior to Timber, and Timber is injured. So probably if Timber will fit, he will have been playing number 2. He's the second choice right back. And they had Gabriel Magalhaes, who is the best defender this season. And Christian Mosquera, Louis Kelly, who played against Mercedes last season when they beat Mercedes 5-1. He played against Real Madrid last season. He was one of the best players on the pitch, and he started this game. That was their bad line. Louis Kelly, Ben White, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Christian Mosquera. That's a solid back line. And they have Martin Odegaard, their captain. Capitano. Tell me, what can the captain do? In my opinion, this is my opinion, he is the worst captain in the Premier League. This guy cannot inspire nothing to title, to a Premier League title or to a Champions League title. He's the worst captain I've ever seen at Arsenal Football Club. Probably up there with William Gallas. Martin Odegaard. He's terrible. This guy has been terrible now for 2 seasons in a row. But yet, Arsenal fans had the audacity to say that Martin Odegaard is a better footballer than Bruno Fernandes. They are not on the same level. And they had Christian Norgard starting in the middle of the park. They had that 16-year-old sensational Max Damo, Gabriel Martinelli, Kai Havertz, and Gabriel Jesus. That was a strong side that could even play in the Premier League. A team that could start game in the Premier League. Why do they struggle to create anything? And by you, the first 5 minutes in the game, the foul that Gabriel Magalhaes committed, that should have been a penalty. If it was the other way around, Arsenal were getting a penalty in that game. That should have been a penalty. Didn't go to VAR. The referee in know it. But yet, Southampton, the defender well in that first side, and Stewart scored to make it 1-0 in the 35 minutes. And they made some substitution. They brought on people like Gyökeres. Arsenal brought on people like Gyökeres, Calafiori, Madueke, Saliba, and Zubimendi. And they equalized through Victor Gyökeres. Gyökeres equalized for Arsenal to make it 1-1 in the 68 minutes. But Shea Charles, deep into the game, in the 5th minute, scored a winner for Southampton. What a game. Brilliant. They're saying they are into the semi-final of the FA Cup. And Arsenal bow out disgracefully. It is a complete disgrace. And I think this is a lesson for Arsenal fans, because for the past few months, they have been cocky. They talk like they support Real Madrid, Barcelona, or Bayern Munich. You are not winning. You have never won a Champions League in your history. You have never won a trophy in the past 6 years. But yet, if you listen, this is why a lot of people don't hate Arsenal. Opposition fans don't hate Arsenal. But a lot of people hate Arsenal fans. Not the football club, not their players, but their fans. Because the way they talk, they are so noisy. They talk too much like they are on Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, that they are up there with the elite. This is a football club. They have 13 league titles. They seen as Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs has 13 league titles, 13 Premier League. Arsenal Football Club, 13 league titles. Ryan Giggs and Arsenal Football Club have the same amount of league titles. But yet, if you listen to Arsenal fans, they are so lousy. They are so loud. They are the reason why a lot of people hate Arsenal. Their fans are the reason. This team, they have won absolutely nothing. And they are the most delusional fan in world football. Early on, Arsenal fan will tell you Saliba is the best defender in the history of the Premier League. I don't know whether most of them are just delusional or they are mentally deranged. I don't get it. They will tell you. They are players. They will tell you. They had the audacity to say Saka is world class. He's better. He already surpassed David Beckham, Ryan Giggs as one of the greatest footballers ever. This is a bank average footballer who sometimes he does a lot of good things on the pitch. He's decent on the ball. He scores some great goal. But he's not world class. He's good. He's a good footballer. But he's not world class. But the Arsenal fan put on the pedestal that he's the best winger in the league. He's the best. In fact, they say he's the best winger, right side winger in the world, above a sensational footballer like Lamine Yamal. They are jokers. Madueke, 2 legal all season, finishing his pool. This is a guy who he barely scored goals, he barely assists. He's useless. Can't have a 65 million for that. 65 million week in, week out for such performance. That says a lot about Mikel Arteta. And your captain, Odegaard. What did he do today? He was nowhere to be found. He got substituted. He was substituted in the game today. Because the way he was terrible. Absolutely dreadful. Pathetic performance by the captain. Awful from the captain. None of them play well today. None. No creativity, nothing. And it is happening again, Arsenal Football. Arsenal Football Club, it is happening again. It's like it is happening in front of every one of us. It is inevitable. You guys gonna collapse. It is inevitable. It is unavoidable. It is meant to be. It is meant to be at the end of the season. Be. And there it is. Arsenal collapse again. I don't know whether Mikel Jaw will be saved this time around. If you guys don't win the Premier League, you better win the Premier League. Because some of all will be unbearable. You better win the Premier League. After talking about the quadruple. And now, I dare you to talk about winning double Champions League and Premier League. Because you will be nowhere, Arsenal will be nowhere near the Champions League. Because Bayern Munich, they are far better than Arsenal Football Club. Paris Saint-Germain, far better. Barcelona, better than Arsenal right now. I can't even, despite you being on the favorite part of the draw, they're playing Bayern Leverkusen and now going against Sporting Lisbon, where on the other side, you have Real Madrid, you have Man City, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool. You know, big clubs on one side. Yet, you were on a favorable side of the draw. But today game shows that it is inevitable. It's going to happen. It is meant to be, and it will be. Arsenal will collapse. Arsenal will collapse. And you guys need to be humble. I love the way Sohento humble Arsenal today. You guys need to be humble. Don't you dare ever in your life talk about winning quadruple. You have never won the Champions League. How dare you talk about winning quadruple? Are you mad? Don't you talk about quadruple no more. Because your football is terrible. And Mikel, he learned under Arsene Wenger. He also learned under Pep Guardiola. He spent a lot of time. The peak of his career, what team did he play for? Everton. Which manager did he play under? David Moyes. How does David Moyes play defensive football? Every big game. What Arteta approach to big game? Defensive football. So Arteta has that Everton mindset. Because going into a big game, every big game, Everton will go into a big game just to get a point. If they can get all 3 points, it's a bonus. And that's how Mikel Arteta usually approach big games. He goes into those big games just to get a draw. If he managed to get 3 points, it's a bonus for him. And at this level, you cannot have a coach like Mikel Arteta to be coaching Arsenal Football Club. This is not the Arsenal way. Since I started watching Arsenal, the early Wenger reign, when they had Emmanuel Petit, mass over mass, Emmanuel Petit, mass over mass, Patrick Vieira, Davos Sukkot, Tony Adam, Lee Dixon, all those guys, Arsenal, they play fast attacking football. Brilliant. Brilliant to watch. But under this manager, apart from the 2022-23 season, that's the only time Arsenal were brilliant to watch under Mikel Arteta. Since that season, Mikel, every big game, Mikel has been defensive. And it will cost Arsenal football team Mikel is holding back this team. And to tell you, Mikel has never improved any attacking foul on Arsenal. Defensively, Arsenal improved a lot. But there is no attacker. Tell me whether Saka has improved under Mikel. No. Saka doesn't take on defender no more. Martinelli has never improved under Mikel. Every attacking player, none of them improve under Mikel. If you are an attacker, if you go to Arsenal, Mikel gonna kill you. He has that Everton mindset. Defend. That's his tactics. He loves to defend, Mikel Arteta. And you look at all that, even when Arsenal were terrible, the last 2 years under Arsene Wenger, they were terrible. But yet they still play good football. But they were terrible. But under Mikel, even an Arsenal fan, they don't enjoy watching Arsenal playing. Tell me, Arsenal fan, whether you enjoy your football team playing football. No Arsenal fan can tell me that they can enjoy Arsenal playing football. No, they don't. Because of who? Mikel. It is because of Mikel they don't enjoy that team playing football no more. It's pathetic. To go all of that tonight, they should refund their fan. Their players should refund their traveling supporters. Because that was abysmal, terrible performance. And now, you have 7 games to go. And if you lose the Premier League, it's going to be peak. We will be there. If you lose the Premier League, even though this summer is the World Cup, but we will be there as Arsenal fan. We will come for you. So, you guys were humble tonight. Southampton humble y'all tonight. And I can say this. If Arsenal don't win, and Man City win against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, Arsenal fail to win Bournemouth next weekend, Arsenal will lose the Premier League. Because the following weekend, they're going to the Etihad, they're going to lose. They will lose at the Etihad. And they may even lose at West Ham United. Because at that time, at this stage of the season, Arsenal Football Club, they can't handle the pressure. They cannot handle the pressure. So please do subscribe. The link is in the description. If you are not yet subscribed to the Football Heritage, please do subscribe. Please do like the show. You can comment. And I'll be here again tomorrow to bring you the full analysis of the other quarterfinal game in the FA Cup. So you guys can have a wonderful day. Peace. I'm all here.